Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Spanish Grand Prix, the first European track on this season's WRL calendar. We ended with quite a handy championship lead, but our closest rival Zenith does take pole position here. The English Williams driver with a lap quite a lot better than our PB actually, about 3/10. And yeah, not too unhappy with third. My pace in practice didn't indicate that I could be any higher on the grid. And Bungie joins Zenith on the front row in his Mercedes. We are next to the other Mercedes of Bufka, and we shall see what happens here in round 5 as the revs start to build. Lights are on. Fifth light, and off we go. Terrible start for Zenith and also myself, as we are swamped by people on the right hand side of the grid. Bungie with a better start into first, Wolfka with a better start into third, and Cena also threatening me there. I'm a bit boxed in here, not sure where to go. I stick to the outside and then completely cut that corner to avoid any contact with the spinning cars, but there was another spinning car and that saddle was spun into my right rear, so I also did a 360 and continued on. Viper unfortunately losing his front wing there. At the end of lap 1 there's a bit of a log jam there, and Bufka suffers from not being able to turn in quite as hard as he wanted to as there was cars in his way, and we get down the inside and Sam gets a bit on their AstroTurf there, so we're going to go past both of them, 2 cars and 2 corners, up to 4th position there. It looks like Bungie's the next car up ahead with Zenith and Cena up around the next corner trying to make their escape. But by the end of that lap we lose connection to Viper, and that means that we're going to have a restart due to that being so close to the start of the race. And the rolling restart means that we're going to reset to our qualifying positions, so disadvantaging Cena there unfortunately. But off we go, and Zenith has had an incredible launch and has probably made about a second's gap already, maybe more. And Bungie and I seem to have a bit of a gap back to 4th as we extend that quite a lot by lap 4. And it looks like a 3-horse race at the moment. Bungie with a bit of an advantage through turn 3 in the longer corners with his wheel, and a bit of an advantage for Zenith and I in the chicane, although he seems to have a better setup than I do for exiting that chicane. Here again you see that Bungie with a lot less understeer through turn 3, but by lap 6 it's time to make a move because Zenith is starting to make a slight gap and went for a move around the outside of Bungie here at turn 1. But because I go across this curb here and over the white lines, I decide not to make that pass stick and let him back through. Have a go the next lap. But will that cost us the gap to Zenith? Yes, he is pulled out even further. But with DRS even more powerful slipstream this time, they have a bit better run. Still brake quite late. We turn in and just make that turn 2 around the outside of turn 1. Quite a nice move there into 2nd position. But our little stoush has allowed Zenith to fly away into what is this lead? 3.3 seconds. It's going to be quite difficult to close down given his pace and given the fact he was the pole sitter. By lap 10 we both enter the pits. Bungie having pitted the previous lap. We'll see if that undercut benefits him. Both Zenith and I put on the medium compound option. And you see that there's 2 cars coming out, well, as Zenith comes out of the pits, really near him. Unfortunately, neither of them were able to hold him up as they came out behind him. But in fact, they do hold us up as we try and catch up to the Englishman. Viper, making things a bit easier for me here, and perhaps he needed to. Thanks to that anyway. And now Cena, the Red Bull driver, has worn primes against our new options and no match for traction at all there as we back up into 2nd position. But the gap has increased, having to pass those 2 drivers. And unfortunately we lose Sam, and in quick succession, Viper. Both Sauers not scoring this round, and the gap there is up to 6.3 from Zenith as he sets the fastest lap that lap. And the next lap we do cut that gap down a bit with our own fastest lap, but the damage is already done, 6 seconds, doubling his previous gap just by having cars in the right place at the right time. We do try an undercut here on lap 19. Probably wasn't wasn't going to work. I knew that. As new primes aren't that much better than worn options. We do cut the gap down slightly, I believe, to, what is it, 5.3, from what it was at 6.3 or something like that. But not a lot I could do. I do reduce the gap down to 3.2 seconds by the end of the race. And yeah, I was able to complete a full race distance at 50%, 10 seconds faster than that 36 hours later. So unfortunate to miss out on the win here. But congratulations to Zenith, and we see you guys next time for Monaco. I've been Jacko, see you then.